Hey, I'm back here again. Figured I'd check in again. Um, Kind of realized something the other day, and it's kind of embarrassing for that. And I guess I think I realized that my videos were kind of out of sync. And that's really it's really I mean it just doesn't look right. I mean, I guess maybe it's not that important because maybe what's important is what I'm saying. If my lips are moving and the audio is off, like I guess you know that's just a superficial thing. But you know when you look at it's really probably it's a and I think I did see somebody on some YouTube channel and their thing was off and they were saying some very interesting things, but I couldn't help that was kind of in the back of my mind that this is a little off and it doesn't really look so great, but whatever. And I realized that it's just really kind of stupid on my part, like how that happened. Because I guess being that maybe I'm just was kind of ignorant when it comes to the, doing selfies, whatever. It was actually what happened was at a certain point I decided I would, do these videos on my phone, I figured that was just kind of easier, just could make videos any time, any place, wherever I feel like making it. And I guess I realized that, when you're in the selfie mode, it basically creates like a mirror image, so everything kind of like gets reversed, whatever. And I know, like, because I know, like, there was, I play my guitar and I look like I'm a lefty, and I know I'm not a lefty. So, and anyway, and if you had something written on your shirt, it's going to come out backwards, and that looks kind of ridiculous. So anyway, but what I did was I downloaded some app that basically flips the thing, and so I was using that, and I guess probably that it was a free app, and something where you flip videos, whatever. And I guess like maybe at a certain point it's kind of going a little bit off. It's kind of like the synchronicity is kind of not there, and maybe you're supposed to say, oh wow, I really like this app, maybe so maybe I got to buy this app. So I guess that's I'm not really sure. I don't know if that was happening there. But then I realized that my stupidity or whatnot. That basically all you got to do is you go on your phone and there's something in the settings and you just turn off this mirror image thing. So now I've done that, and then hopefully that means that my videos will be completely in sync. I don't really know. But I think sort of on this channel, I think it's kind of like something I guess I'm trying to convey, and I think I don't really, sometimes I'm not really sure quite how to communicate it, but maybe just kind of by looking at my videos and just getting the sense of what I'm doing here, maybe you can get a feeling of that. I think it's somewhere in deep inside me, what it is, what it's about. It's kind of like I want it to be something kind of like very natural, genuine and natural, and even like imperfect. Kind of like the kind of representing the chaos of the universe, and something like nature, like when you look at the mountains and the trees and you see everything is kind of the way it is. It's just really kind of amazing that it just you could say that it's imperfect or it's perfect. I don't even really quite know what but I'm not even quite sure what I'm trying to say here, because I mean I know like I guess some people when they make their videos, whatever, I mean, I guess there's all kinds of technology and software and things you could do, and you could do, you could break everything up into clips and kind of put it together and do editing and do little, captions and little graphics and stuff and all kinds of cool stuff that I could do that. And even like I think at one point I was even messing around with I think Final Cut or something. I was trying to do things and spending hours upon hours on that. It's a technique, whatever. But I'm like, I mean, truthfully, maybe I'm lazy. I don't know. But the thing is, I just kind of want to, I want to, I mean, I'm more consumed with other things, like that I want to do. I mean, and I guess that could change at any time, But yeah, my main purpose is what I'm really kind of thinking about things. I'm thinking about life. I'm thinking about like the message and I kind of just want to get something out. So yeah, I could make it all polished and stuff. But then again, it's kind of like, there's this something that I'm trying to, there's a message, there's something that I'm trying to convey, in what I'm doing here. So yeah, like I'll just kind of, record these things and maybe they come out like crap. So yeah, and yeah, so then I decide, all right, should I publish this or should I just delete it? I don't know. I guess that's my choice. I don't know, but that's, kind of like, that's, what's been happening here. And hopefully that's meaningful. And I also, I think about, music too, and I think of, like how like I guess today, there's all kinds of, again, like I said, there's software to edit your videos and stuff, and I guess people use software to do their music. I guess you got like Pro Tools or GarageBand and other kinds of programs and stuff that you can use. And I think today people might use all that stuff. I guess you have like a click track, and you could like take different things and kind of move them around, and you could make a nice, very polished, clean thing that comes out. Maybe I don't know, maybe some people, really, I guess it really depends on your taste. But then, I know, I'm aware of the fact that there are these kind of like music purists out there who they might say, oh, like the old music was better, there was more things that was more complex and more beautiful. What I don't even know, and I'm not even gonna, I'm not gonna make any statement on that. I don't know, because I think there's music that comes out today, and maybe maybe there's something else in the art of the music today. Maybe it's not like the music theory aspect of it, but maybe there's something, how you have a master of the technology and you're doing certain things that could be very interesting, and from a music purist perspective, they may say, oh no, that's not music, but then it's something else, but that's cool, that's another type of art. So I'm not really going to say anything to that, but I guess I'm aware of like the old music, and I know like sometimes like they might, when they're recording, I guess you'd have to like maybe do like tons and tons of takes, to get a song down, and it would be, it would be a lot of work to get a good recording, and even like the songs might actually change time and stuff, and there might be like little imperfections in it, but yet then that's really what people would hear. That's what would come out in the final production, and some people would say, yeah, that's great, that's really really cool, So anyway, I don't know why I started talking about that, but yeah, then talking about music, I think I've mentioned that I'm somewhat conscious of something like in music business or whatever, or just kind of like the whole the idea of either maybe music business or entertainment business, maybe movie industry, or basically there's this kind of thing, and what I guess sort of what I've noticed is there's this kind of like these kind of like esoteric things, like these symbols that you might see that are supposed to represent something, maybe, and some people say, maybe it's something sinister, something, that there's something evil and something like, behind that, and it's not just music. I mean, it's kind of like the whole, getting into what I'm saying is, I think I'm kind of saying that there's kind of like this gate that you know to that you kind of go through. You know, I mean, when I say what I'm saying is that kind of like when you're, you know, some celebrity or big name politician or something, it's kind of like, you know, you go on Google or DuckDuckGo, whatever, and then you start putting it in, boop, the, you know, you're there, you know, you're known, you're somebody. And I'm saying that, you know, you have to, there's a process of getting through the gate to get there. And what is it that puts you there? And it's sort of like this idea of like selling the soul or whatever, I don't know. But then, you know, some people just kind of say, you know, you know, when you see these symbols and things, you know, they just say it's innocent. They say it's just, oh, maybe it's just kind of like a magical thing, and it's just there. It's just kind of, you know, maybe it's just kind of art, whatever, you know, you're just doing something, you know, you put this little symbol, this little sign or something, and I don't know, it's some kind of like magical spell or something, but it doesn't, you know, it's nothing, you know, behind the scenes, something that's happening that's really ugly and terrible and horrible. And, you know, believe me, I've you know, seen the story, heard the stories or whatever. Like, and again, like, you know, like the information, you know, where is this the information that we that you get? You know, I don't even know. You know, it is a little dilemma. You know that, you know, we don't. You know, where do you get your information? It's kind of, you go to a library or television. I know. I guess most people now they're looking to the internet, but you know, is the internet completely honest? You know, I mean, I think that to some level, you know, people, you know, individuals and people are able to have their input into the internet. You know, so, you know, but you know, who knows? You know, people, but what monitors the internet? You know, so it's kind of like you kind of go on and you know, and you can go to like a certain publication on the internet, and you know, some things, you know, things are leaning politically left or right or whatever, center or whatever, and you can kind of have a sense of like, you know, what their perspective is going to be on some story, some issue. So and you could go crazy just trying to look at all these different things and consuming it all and trying to find out, you know, really what's the truth, what's really going on. And, you know, I mean, actually, I'll go on like something, say like Quora, you know, and I like to kind of get a sense, seeing like, you know, different individuals, you know, saying whatever they're saying. And, you know, I like to see comments too. I like to, you know, see what people are saying. And, you know, and yeah, you kind of see how everything's kind of like really divided, and you know, you kind of have to, you know, sort of, kind of decide for yourself, you know, what it is. But yeah, you know, these symbols and whatnot, you know, and actually, sometimes I think maybe, you know, I think going back to, you know, like maybe maybe 50 years ago, you know, you had you know, civil rights and you know, peace movement, you know, whatever. You had these things, and it was kind of like that was, you know, thought of as kind of like going against the establishment. And, you know, because people have this sense that they kind of like, they don't want to be told what to do. They don't want to be like in a kind of totalitarian place. So they kind of like want to, you know, they want to rebel. They want to be free. You know, that's what America is. Or, you know, I mean, probably around the world, you know, people want to be free. They want to have their rights. They want to live well and be happy. You know, so I guess that was like the idea. Maybe at that time, you know, like the anti-establishment, but now it's gotten to the point where I think that whole movement has gotten to the point where I think it is established. You know, that whole thing, maybe there was money that got involved in that. So you kind of have to like look at what came of that and kind of think. And then there's like this whole, there are all these kind of like other things that are, you know, kind of like, you know, challenging this, and challenging the, you know, the mainstream, challenging, you know, I don't want to even say some of the ideas that they use, but yeah, you know, it's kind of like you could just go crazy just trying to figure everything out, you know, and so, you know, sometimes I think of like like a figure like John Lennon, I mean, I guess a lot of people kind of like, whatever. I mean, I've come to know, or even I thought at one point, I said, yeah, this guy, like, he represents peace and love and all these things. But, and I think like the song like Imagine, and he was talking about like, kind of like, no religion, and kind of like this one, the world is one or whatever. But then these other people kind of said, oh, New World Order. And they said, oh, that's what he's getting at, a New World Order. And that's kind of like, that's bad. That's like a totalitarian thing, and that's not good. But, yeah, we have a lot of confusion out there, and you try to sort it out, and, and then I come on here on this, and I record myself talking, and then, maybe I publish it, and, something like this, maybe I won't get that many views, I don't know, but whatever, I recorded it, it's here, it's out there, it's going to be on YouTube. Okay, well, I'm not sure what else I want to say. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of things that I want to say, and I guess maybe I'll get to them in other videos when I talk. But thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.